Imagine you're floating inside the International Space Station, roughly 400 kilometers above the Earth's surface. Directly below you is the vast expanse of China. For generations, a specific fact has been handed down about this view, that the Great Wall of China is the only human-made structure visible to the naked eye from up here. The claim feels plausible because the structure is thousands of miles long. It crosses mountains, valleys, and deserts, dominating the landscape on a continental scale. But astronauts looking out that station window report something else entirely. When they scan the Chinese landscape, they simply can't find the wall. How does one of the longest structures ever built vanish from sight when viewed from orbit? The answer depends on your specific distance from the target. In low Earth orbit, we are viewing the ground from a fixed height of about 400 kilometers. Visibility is governed by a concept called angular size. At this distance, an object's length becomes irrelevant if it doesn't possess enough width to be detected by the human retina. This is where the wall fails the test. While it covers immense distance, it is only several meters wide in most places. From 400 kilometers away, trying to spot it is no different than trying to identify a two-lane road. If the width of an object falls below the eye's resolution limit, the brain doesn't see a distinct line. Instead, the object simply merges into the color and texture of the surrounding terrain. Even when an object is large enough to see, it still requires strong contrast to stand out against the natural environment. If you take a thin brown pencil and draw a line across a sheet of brown paper, the line is physically there, but when you pull back, the lack of color difference causes it to disappear into the background. The Great Wall was built using local earth, clay, and stone. Its physical composition is intentionally similar to the ground it rests on. Because of these materials, there is no sharp visual boundary between the wall and the desert or mountain ridges. It becomes part of the visual texture of the landscape rather than an interruption of it. While orbital visibility usually requires high contrast, unnatural shapes, the wall's construction was designed to mimic the environment it defends. High-resolution satellite photographs clearly showing sections of the wall are often cited as proof of its visibility. However, digital sensors use telephoto lenses and synthetic contrast enhancement to isolate details. These cameras process visual data that the biological limits of the human eye cannot detect on its own. Nighttime doesn't help. Unlike modern cities or highways, the wall lacks artificial lighting. Without a glow to cut through the dark, it remains as invisible at night as it is during the day. The myth survives because we often forget the difference between what a machine can photograph and what a person can actually see. Human-made structures are visible from space, but they tend to be massive urban centers, sprawling airports, or vast mode networks. Large-scale agricultural grids are often the easiest to spot. They impose sharp geometric shapes and vivid contrasting colors that don't exist in nature. The engineering of the Great Wall is the source of its invisibility. It was built to snake through and embed itself into harsh terrain, utilizing the natural ridges for defense. The very qualities that made it effective on the ground are what make it disappear from orbit. Realizing the wall isn't visible from space doesn't make it less significant. Investigating the reality behind these famous facts provides a clear understanding of our biological limits and the true scale of our world.